even though we face the difficulties of today and tomorrow, I still have a dream.
I'm not going to give you a question. I'm not going to give you a question. You are fake news.
Hello, and welcome to the 420 Project Podcast. I'm Shaun.
I'm Aaron.
And I'm Michael.
And this is episode number 14. Now, guys, we've just made a Instagram page, so check us out at 420 Project Podcast on Instagram. We're hopefully going to be giving you guys some random memes and silly pictures and stuff like that, so hopefully you look forward to seeing those things. 420 Project Podcast on Instagram. Also, check us out and subscribe to us on iTunes. So, guys, how's everything been the last couple of weeks going at in our day-to-day lives here? The world's been pretty crazy, so to speak, from day to day. In a constant state of fear, I guess, sometimes.
I mean, yeah, it depends on how you live your life. I mean, yes, the world is in constant state of fear, but I mean, as much as I
push through it, okay?
Yeah, exactly right. Live through life, push through. Shit always happens. Even if you want it to change, sometimes it can't, and sometimes it's out of your hands. So.
We're gonna play. We're gonna have a game for you listening along at home that you guys can do. Every time you hear Michael say the phrase "it's fucked up" or "that's fucked up," you give him a point.
Okay, so I get a point here. Is this like golf?
I don't know.
Do it,
the lower score you get, the better.
Yeah, but we didn't decide what.
There is no prize.
Just to see
how many.
What the average is, and maybe you guys could give us a guess.
I mean, that's kind of really hard, guys, because my first topic I wanted to talk about was actually the waste on food, and that as a whole is quite fucked up.
There we go.
We have not even gone into it yet.
All right, let's get into it then, Michael. Let's hear about the war on food, the waste.
So it's been in the news before.
Yep.
This is not new. We've all heard, opinions and what people have said about this, and I thought, why not talk about it? There was an article that did bring this to life again, hence why I'm bringing it to you guys.
Sweet.
But I want to see what you guys know about the issue that we're currently facing, which is the waste on food, the war on food. The War on Waste, I believe it actually is called.
Well, there was a TV documentary done by Craig Rucastle from The Chaser called The War. Well, yeah, it was The War on Waste or War on Food, I think that's what it was called. And he basically put it into the spot, I think it was about 18 months ago, and his show on the ABC put it into the forefront of people's minds, I guess, and people going, oh, wow, we actually chuck out quite a lot of food. We buy excess amounts of food that we never end up using. So I remember seeing bits of that and thinking, wow.
Yeah.
Was that to do with the bananas?
So that's exactly the video that I saw. So do you remember where the plantation was? I can't quite remember.
Queensland? Maybe?
Somewhere up there. I thought it was like overseas.
If it's bananas, it might be Queensland.
I think it was overseas.
Yeah.
Especially what the documentary was about. I believe it was. What was it in Australia? Set in Australia.
Set in Australia.
Okay,
yeah.
I think I've seen another video,
around.
and it was a larger plantation. It was overseas.
Yeah.
And it was pretty much double what Australia was doing. So even though Australia has been wasting quite a lot, sometimes. The Australian government has said that $20 billion each year, and that's 4 million tonnes on average in Australia, is what we throw out. But this overseas article that I watched was of, again, plantation, and they were doing the bananas, and how they get like thousands and thousands of bananas in, and they come in like rows of like 100, because you cut down the whole thing, the whole thing goes in. Basically, the first part of the banana going through to the next stage is it has to meet a required minimum. If it's under, even though they're all perfect and they're green, so they've been cut down prematurely, if they don't meet the required minimum, that's all you get. They get sent to go into the bin. So this is happening every single day, and it's open 24 hours, this plantation,
Wow.
just pumping through bananas and throwing out literally 40 to 80 tons of bananas just because they're not the right size.
Yeah.
And then you go into even more detail. When they are the right size and they're too brown, they also get chucked out. So the amount of, and that's just bananas.
Wow.
They're throwing away, you know, hundreds of billions of dollars worth of just bananas, like just bananas.
That's
like
crazy.
there's millions of vegetables.
Yeah.
It's not just
That's fucked
bananas. I'm glad you said
Yeah.
that, because you're 100% right. That is quite fucked up.
That's so many.
So just recently, I think it was 2
Can't
weeks
fathom
ago
that.
now, in Queensland, this Aussie farmer
Yep.
has had a crop and has had a contract with I can't remember who,
Yep.
one of the big corporations, and he had a whole farm that he's been supplying to them. So basically, what the large companies do, like your Safeways, Coles, Aldi, you know, all of them, they will come and send somebody out to collect the fruit, but they
Yeah.
have to get assessed. And again, it's quite strict, the criteria that they have to meet. If they're not picture perfect, they don't make it. So this guy has had $100 million worth of mangoes not accepted by the big companies. He can't get anyone to buy it, even though that's his job and what he's like pretty much doing for his entire life. $100 million worth of mangoes could not make it to the supermarkets, and they looked absolutely beautiful on the inside. They were a little bit ugly, I agree, but isn't that what a fruit is?
Yeah,
It's not a
doesn't have to be
fashion.
pretty.
It's not a fashion.
I guess what I
Yeah, but
guess.
just put it in like a little bin and just have it for like cheaper price because it doesn't look that great.
Exactly, and I mean, people are doing that, but it's not enough compared to the large companies.
Yeah.
It's they throw it out. It's easier that way, and unfortunately, that's the way it is. And you know, that's something that has to change. Like, he showed the mangoes; they were brown. I'm not gonna lie, they were spotty and didn't look ugly. Something you wouldn't see in Coles or Safeway.
Yeah.
But when he cut it open, it was just a normal mango. You're not eating the skin; you're eating what's inside.
Yeah.
And it's fruit. It's nature. That's how it grew. It's not
Well,
a
you don't
fashion
eat the
show.
skin. Is that not one of those fruits?
Mango.
You don't
No.
eat the
No, you
mangoes?
don't
Not
eat the
mango.
mango
Oh,
skin.
I didn't know that.
Okay, well there you go.
Ah, learn
That's
something new
sure,
every
that's-
day.
That's fucked up. You
That's
didn't know
fucked
that.
up. I didn't know that. Well, you know, I guess. Oh shit! Kick the table, Sean. I guess you know, the fact that it's people are so worried about the aesthetic of what the fruit looks like. Why do we have to worry? Why does it have to be so perfect? We're gonna fucking cut it up anyway, or eat it. It's gonna be ingested in any
Yes.
sort of way.
Yes.
Get it into your body. I mean, Adam and Eve walking in the Garden of Eden, Eve just walking around going, oh, that's the fucking snake comes out and he's like, oh, hey Eve, fucking eat this fucking fruit. And she's just like, nah, that apple doesn't look that good. It's got a worm just poking out of it over there.
Not even that. It's like, oh, that leaf is a little bit dead on the apple.
On
It's
the
like,
apple.
now I'm not going to eat
How many
the
times
apple.
have you done that though? Have you ever seen a leaf on an apple in the supermarket or the market and you're just like, I don't want that one just because it's got the leaf on it?
I mean, it's going to turn into
It's
like
rare.
It's
those
stupid, isn't it? It's
fucking
dead.
people that go, oh, I'll just have a plain latte. I'm trying
Yeah.
to watch my weight, but 2 sugars. You know, like,
sugars.
for fuck's sake, woman, are you going to go up to your fruit and veg?
Just
Do you-
inject
do
the
you
fucking
go-
sugar into your veins,
Well,
into your
not just
bloodstream
that, the whole
directly.
mentality
It's
of, like-
what's the point of the
I know
soy?
that was quite a large leap to where I was getting to, but like, do you go up to your fruit and veg and go, you know, is this carrot have been getting all flustered?
Has this been
Has
pulled
this
out?
Has this carrot been? Fuck's sake, Sean. Has this carrot been grown in organically certified soil?
It's just like,
Like, you
fuck
don't-
off, cunt. You don't know what
It's a
organic
fucking
is.
carrot.
Exactly. You don't know what that
Jesus
is.
Christ.
It's out of the ground. Where the fuck do you think it's come from?
No,
Oh
you
my
get
God.
bloody posh people that out there that's just like,
Like, you know what I mean?
yeah.
And
I love
kind of-
living in Melbourne, but we have too many of them in Melbourne.
Yeah, I know.
I'm sorry, hipster
It's
people, but
oversaturated.
That's like at work when we
Ooh.
have a conference and then there's like all these dietary requirements. It's like gluten free, dairy
Just give them
free.
fucking air. That's all they.
It's like, what the fuck do you want? Just bring your own
Bowl of air.
Yeah, I know.
Because like lactose free and yeah, all these fucking
What's
shit.
that food that is like all those things that that you used to have? Like you'd see kids eat them in the lunchbox. Those round dish things.
I have no idea.
Wafers. Those wafers. Rice cake thingies.
Rice cakes, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Just give one of those.
Give them one of those.
Yeah.
And they'll take like 2 bites. Oh, that's enough. I've had enough. It's just like,
I'm
fuck,
full.
I'm full.
fuck off. Can't eat
I'm
the
gonna
food.
throw up if I eat anymore.
They're gonna throw it up anyway.
But yeah, do you ever like think about it? Like Coles and Safeway, you go into there and all their fruit and veg is like picture perfect. It's a fake reality. It's all fake. Fruit and
But,
veg doesn't
sorry.
look
We're just
like that.
living in a.
Would
we're
you
living
go
in a
like if
simulation.
you saw like a brownish one? Would you pick it up and buy
Not
it?
brown as in like it's old.
But
As
like
in,
a little few marks or a little spots on it though?
Yes,
would you
because you
honestly buy?
peel the banana. Oh, in Coles?
Or like wherever, like Woolies, Coles,
Well,
Aldi.
you can't because they don't supply them.
Yeah, they don't.
What I
They're
mean is,
perfect.
like, not the
Next time
difference
we go in,
between-
you'll see.
Not the difference between when it's overripe and it goes brown. I'm saying like there's bananas that have just unusual growth or markings on the skin, but
Yeah.
it's green and it's underripe. Yet if you allowed that banana to fully grow, even though it's deformed in the skin or it might not look like a banana, but it still is, and you open it up and
It
it's
might have a bit of a stub.
perfect. No, not even under
Like
that.
a thicker stub and then.
Like just
like
the outside
balls.
skin of it.
We're talking about such
We're
a
talking-
phallic shaped fucking
Well,
object.
Sean
and
had to
it's
go
so
there, but what
dirty.
I'm saying is, like, when you open the banana, it's completely normal
Yeah.
in the inside.
Yeah.
It's not bruised, it's not mouldy, it's not old, it's
Yeah.
not overripe.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's fine on the inside. Just like the mangoes, the skins were marked,
Yeah.
it looked ugly and patchy, it looked like it was old, it looked like it was going to be bad, but when it was cut and open, mango after mango, showing that inside, it's fucking perfect
Yeah.
and mint. Does that really matter? But that's not what you see at Coles or Safeway. What you do see is sometimes overripe bananas, and yes,
Yeah.
that's when the banana's spoiled
Yeah.
because no one's bought it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying when the bananas come in, they're identical,
Yeah.
perfect, and it's fake. It's a fruit and veg. If it's a little bit deformed, who cares?
Oh,
It's
yeah.
not
Yeah.
it's not a sore eye, but they're making it out to be, and they only want the best looking fruit and veg.
So-
So what if a cucumber is
Exactly.
like in a snake? Can you imagine
You can
like
still
a
cut it.
snake-shaped cucumber?
I think
You
it'd be
never
pretty-
see that
it'd be
in
pretty
Coles.
cool though.
Exactly, but you cut it and it's exactly like all the other ones. But
Yeah.
just because it's grown in a shaped snake look to it, they won't sell it at
Yeah.
Coles at Safeway.
That's-
Merely because, just
It's not
100%
a
because
cucumber look.
it's not a cucumber look.
They don't
and that's
even
not
have
what
the
a cucumber
ugly
is.
or the deformed fruit in the free fruit. Like here I don't know if they have it in the States, but here in Australia in our supermarkets we have a free fruit section where as you walk in with your child, if you've got a kid with you, they can pick up a piece of fruit and walk around the store and eat it,
Yeah.
and that's really awesome. But I don't even think seeing deformed fruit in like the free fruit stuff either. I don't even
Yeah.
think that they've got
I
any
thought
marks
that they
on them.
sold like deformed and funny looking things in like bundles of stuff, like in a little section.
Yeah.
In markets, they do,
Oh,
yes. But not Coles and Safeway. They don't do
Hmm.
that.
I thought it might have been.
I guess the good thing about the whole war on the food waste and everything is we're starting as a society to wake up to it. Coles and Woolies later on this year they're not gonna have plastic bags anymore.
Yeah, that's good.
So everyone will have to have canvas bags.
It's,
Which is
it's
awesome.
about time.
It's been on the cards for when I first heard about canvas bags and my mum first had canvas bags, it was like 10, 12 years ago. And it's just like now they're just going like, oh yeah, maybe we should stop with putting the plastic getting it in the oceans and everything. You know how many people just chuck shit down like, just chuck shit away, like out of the car as they drive past or whatever. It's just like cigarette butts or a can of
Yeah,
Coke.
like it's fine for your fruit and veg because it just
Fruit. Yeah, I don't know who's eating vegetables in the car, but
carrot,
oh.
bazinga, celery.
Celery, yeah. I'm such a fucking idiot. I didn't even think about that.
Sorry, I'm trying to find these mangoes.
Oh, that's what you're doing. That's. I thought you were just like, I'm not gonna sit on my phone.
Yeah, look,
Let
they're the mangoes that are getting
Let's
chucked
see.
out.
Oh, okay.
me see. What
So,
the
like-
fuck's wrong with... Oh...
Like that mango, it's got a black mark just on the skin.
We will post this picture on our Facebook and Instagram page.
It's
That's
so
ridiculous. That is an unbelievable, disgusting waste of food.
Did I tell you how much it was? Like 100 million?
100 million. Yeah, you said 100 million.
100 million just mangoes.
So for those mango lovers out there, come to Australia and buy some mangoes off this fucking farmer because he needs them.
He's not buying. He's not selling them. He actually said he's giving them away.
Just giving them away, so people can just come get some mangoes. Yeah. So
North Queensland for you.
North Queensland. Yeah.
You are fake news.
So guys, an exciting event is happening this evening. Do you know what is happening?
I do know now because you've mentioned it about 1,000 times.
Yes, fill us in.
The Super Blue Blood Moon.
I can't believe you say it so well, so easily. Like,
Super Blue
Yeah,
Blood
no,
Moon.
you can't say
Super blue blood
vocals, but you can say super blue blood moon.
Super Blue Blood Moon.
Say
Super
it
blue
3 more
moon.
times.
Super Blue Blood Moon. Super Blue Blood Moon. Super Blue Blood Moon. Motherfucker. So the Super Blue Mud Moon.
Mud.
You put me off. You gave me too much. You said, "Oh, you're so good at it," and then you said it was a mud
You
moon.
got too cocky.
Alright, so the Super Blue Blood Moon is
Look at
a
the cock in
once in a lifetime astronomical event, and it's only happened. The last recording of it happening in history was in 1866, so over 150 years ago.
Wow.
So the Super Blue Blood Moon consists of a supermoon, which is when the moon comes closest on its elliptical orbit of the Earth.
Yeah.
So it's about 14% brighter tonight.
That was a big word. Elliptical.
Elliptical, well that's what it was, elliptical orbit.
Okay, yes. I know. It was a big word there.
Yep, continue.
The blue moon is not actually blue, that's just a saying, but a blue moon is 2 full moons in 1 calendar month, which it is.
Yeah.
And the blood is coming from lunar eclipse, which is also happening, and the shadow of the sun, the shadow of the earth on the moon, and
So
it will
that's
appear
when-
blood red.
That's when the sun
orangey.
is shining onto the Earth,
And then
the Earth's
the
shadows
reflection, the
onto
shadow
the
onto the moon, yeah.
So in the order
So
it
what
goes
time
sun,
are we supposed
Earth,
to
moon.
be seeing this, do you know?
Oh, fuck, you asked and my sister asked me. I don't fucking know when it
You're
is.
the one
It's
talking
tonight.
about this super blue blood.
I
should
know.
know your fucking
Isn't this
details.
funny? I'm just like,
Sure.
this amazing astronomical event, once in a lifetime thing.
Yeah.
When's it start? Oh, no, I don't
fucking
know.
know.
I'm just going to check the article now.
Come on, you get your shit together. Do your research before
I did do my research. You didn't even know what the fucking thing was called until I mentioned it.
Yeah, you told me and I
Hey,
want
Super Blue Blood Moon.
to know the time, motherfucker.
Alrighty, here it says. Yeah, I know what the fuck. I just explained all that shit in the article. So, be easier. This is an American article, so it's telling us about the Americans. I don't care.
Yeah.
It's tonight.
Clearly you do care because you brought it up in this podcast.
I'm gonna look for the ABC article from Australia.
We just want to know where it starts.
You guys
Do
really
your
want to know?
research, Sean.
Here we go.
Do your
The
homework.
ABC. Here
Had
we
2
go.
fucking
Yeah.
weeks.
So this is what. Here's a picture of what it looked like tonight.
Oh, that's sick.
Wowza.
So
all of them moons.
God, I hate articles.
So there's 6 moons in the sky tonight.
Shadow across the. Yeah, just tell me when to watch. What? Here we go. Finally. Brisbane, Melbourne. Where's Melbourne? Melbourne. 10:40.
10:40.
10:48 p.m. is the total eclipse begins, and the maximum eclipse is at 11:52 this evening.
Okay, so let's put a reminder in our phone. Check that
11:52
out.
this evening. Yeah.
Wait, what time does it start?
10:48.
10:48.
10:48 this evening.
10:40.
AM.
Yeah. So, for those who are listening from America, I'm now going to quickly tell you guys what time to sort your shit out to go and see this Super Blue Blood Moon. As I said, it is fucking a once in a lifetime astronomical event. We will probably never see it again in our
You won't
lifetime.
unless you live
It
to
won't-
100 and
Yeah,
something.
unless you're like, I'm just going to mention, fuck it, I can mention it. Unless you're going to live to be 200 like Donald Trump's
Or
White
you
House
could
doctor
just,
said he could.
You could
Because he's
just
healthy
clone
enough.
yourself.
You could clone yourself, yeah,
That's
and you'd be able
another
to
thing.
see it, hey. What time to watch it in America?
Or a few times.
So it said, I did read an article saying it's going to be visible in basically all 50 states of America, so that's good for Americans listening now. What time is a super blue blood moon going to appear in the US sky? The night sky, it's going to appear at around 3:48 a.m. PT time, Pacific time. So 3:48 p.m. 3:48 a.m. Pacific time for those listening in America, and for the rest of them who are in the other areas of the country in a different time zone, work out what it is.
Yourself.
Do it yourself.
I said
Do your own
3:40.
homework.
It's 3:48 a.m. Pacific time. Work out the Central time. Work out the Atlantic time, and
You
go
do
from
the
there.
math.
You do it yourself.
You are fake news.
So speaking of food-related things, Michael, you made me think of this article I saw earlier this week.
Yep.
This is quite funny, and I think we'll get a giggle out of it. All of our fellow Stoner Sloths 420 podcast listeners out there will like this story. 2 cops allegedly ingested marijuana edibles and then called for help from their cruiser.
Wow. Go on. I'm
Right,
interested.
So let me just pull up this article. And I just love the article name already. CBC News has learned Constable Vittorio Dominelli and his partner have been suspended. 2 Toronto police officers who allegedly ingested marijuana edibles, hallucinated and called for help while on duty Sunday have been suspended. Both officers are under investigation by the force's Professional Standards Unit following an incident that happened on Sunday. They learned the drivers were on duty not far from the station at Eglinton Avenue West and Allen Road when they allegedly ingested pot edibles. They began to complain of hallucinations and one made a call for an officer needing assistance. Both officers were found in a police vehicle and later treated in a hospital. During the call, another officer responded to the scene, slipped on ice and required medical attention. That officer suffered a head injury.
Oh my god. What else could go wrong?
This is such a funny fucking story already. I love this so far. They're getting high because, like, why? That you cops, you're not supposed to, so obviously you're doing something wrong, and then you're like, come help us, and then a guy's come to help, but he fell over on the ice. And he's gone to hospital too. Just because some fucking cops wanted to get high.
Oh my god. You can't write that stuff.
I couldn't believe that. They fucking
You are fake news.
good. Scientific motherfucking breakthrough. First ever cloning of primate like humans. Chinese scientists say they've cloned 2 monkeys by transplanting donor cells into eggs. A feat that could lead to genetically engineered primates for drug testing, gene editing, and brain research. The cloned Maccabee monkeys are the latest application of test tube technique called somatic cell nuclear transfer, pioneered 20 years ago with the creation of the cloned sheep named Dolly. I remember that fucking sheep. Oh, why can't I read this fucking whole article, motherfucker? I got the wrong link. But yeah, these monkeys have been cloned.
I think I did see like a picture of that on Facebook or on somewhere, and I've just like looked and gone, oh, that's cute, and then scrolled past and I actually like read it.
Here we go.
Even though it's like groundbreaking.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, whatever.
Well, don't really care.
It's like
Yeah,
the
I probably-
invention of,
but I
like,
probably
the
would've
light
been like,
bulb,
oh, maybe I'll go back to
electricity, the TV and the car all in one.
Yeah. This is why I wanted to bring up this thing, because it's a fucking, like, we're not talking about, this episode we're not talking about politics or anything going on. And we haven't really spoken about huge news events or anything this time round, because I think we need to give some good news out. Every now and then there just needs to be a fucking handful of good news stories, or things that we don't hear about or the mainstream media doesn't report on. So the only things we're hearing about is Trump this, Trump that, Trump this, Trump that. Fucking the Prime Minister's being an idiot here in Australia, or let's blame the African gangs and everything. That's what's going on right now. We need good news. So here's a picture of these little motherfuckers. How cute are these little cunts?
Oh. They're adorable.
Yeah, it is cute.
Yeah. So these Maccabees, there's been the scientific breakthrough, it may bring us one step closer to cloning humans.
One step closer, you say?
Yeah, to cloning humans. So 2 female monkeys, Zong and Hua Hua, are 7 and 8 weeks old, and they represent the next big step in cloning. Dolly the sheep, 22 years ago, became famous as the first mammal cloned from identical monkeys to use in medical research, especially in the fight against Parkinson's and Alzheimer's. And they have no intention to one day clone humans. Huh. Well, I think that's crap. I reckon they're gonna.
Yeah,
I reckon
it's a bit funny that they've just decided.
we got the technology, and we could possibly, like, theoretically, we could clone humans, but just trust us, we're not. We're not going to.
But no one said anything about it, so why
Why would you bring it up? Exactly.
Yeah, I know. That's funny. I reckon the super rich would obviously be the first ones to do it.
Oh yeah. Someone's financing that shit. Someone has to be. They've been able to do the primate. That's what they're like. Oh yeah, so we'll do it for the medical research. I understand that. It's a great idea. We need to eradicate Alzheimer's and Parkinson's, but I just find it funny that they're like, well, you know, they're the closest to humans that we can get, and it's like, yeah, and one more step and it's just human. And I don't see how you can't not do it when it's been proven in a sheep and now a monkey. I'm assuming you'd be able to do it human, and it's going to happen.
Well, why
might not.
Why? It's funny. I mean, the technology. Is there like only one place in the world that you can do that? Is that in China?
No, it says now more than 60 countries and 15 states in the US actually have laws on the books saying human reproductive cloning is illegal, and that's right, because that's got nothing to do with what you just asked me. I'm assuming that it's in China, obviously. I'm not sure who else clones. Yeah.
But like honestly, even if you were allowed to clone humans, I think they'd probably see it from a control point of view, and they just wouldn't know how to control it. If they opened it up saying, hey, you know, cloning's real, this, that, and the other, which it is, apparently. And at first we were doing it for medical researchers, and we're still going to do that, but we're also opening it up to the general public. Hence, like I said, the super rich will be the ones to do it, because, you know, I'd imagine there'll be quite a price. I think from like a tactical point of view, they've been like controlled because they wouldn't know how to control that. If you start cloning someone, then that's like a security threat. You could, you know.
Oh yeah, I think one
day
day I reckon the technology, like once we're able to transfer consciousness into like a computer,
you'd have to police.
And if they had
stuff
cloning as well at the same time, couldn't you just make a clone of yourself and transfer your consciousness from your brain into your new body?
Yeah.
You could just theoretically live forever. Just make a new clone of yourself every few years.
Just kill the other one.
And then when
has a broken leg, or kill the other one that has cancer. Kill the other one that you know. But on top
that
of that,
body's past its use by date. Get a new one. Okay, cool. Straight into the new
exactly
one.
right. I think there was a movie that I was watching, and it's kind of like the new 3D printing. Have you heard anything about 3D printing and the new stuff in the gel?
No, not the new stuff in the gel. Just what I've seen.
There's a new method of 3D printing, and don't get confused if you've seen the photosensitive liquid, where it draws up the 3D printed model from the liquid.
Yeah.
It's a completely new way where it's like a tub, and you go big, you could do a house, but it's like a tub of jelly, and a syringe is inserted, and it pipes a different kind of gel that sets as it goes around 3D printing this thing, and it's almost like human body material.
Holy shit.
So then you put, if you can, get a small enough memory card that's like your brain to fill your entire life that you downloaded before you died and went into this new 3D printed you. If there's enough data and speed, which will never kind of will be, or maybe in 100 years it could be, but you'd have so much data, and it's your entire life, feelings and emotions that are put into this thing, and it's this brand new you in this new 3D printed body that's super hyper realistic, and it's basically nothing ever happened.
That's pretty cool, man.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'd like to see that sort of.
You are fake news.
Valentine's Day.
Oh yeah.
See what what your thoughts are on Valentine's Day?
It's just another day.
Yeah.
Pound that shit. Thank you.
Sean and I are the same.
I was so worried you would be saying something different.
Yeah.
It's just, yeah.
Like, how do people think about Valentine's Day? I wouldn't know, because that's how I always think. But like,
It's just another day, and
people...
and an excuse to spend a ridiculous amount of money on your partner when, like, you shouldn't have to. You shouldn't have a certain day that you have to spend money.
You should do that any day, or when you feel like it, or whatever.
Yeah. I think it's just for those people who are like lazy in a relationship. They're just like, oh, I kind of haven't really
holiday
done much. Or, you know, here you go, have a
America.
Valentine's Day, I love you kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's just like, buy flowers every now and then as a random gesture. That is saying that I love you. I just,
Giving a hug.
I mean,
Holding
I
your
buy
hand.
Amanda flowers anyway, and I don't have to have a reason for it. But just specifically, as far as I would go, and it's not spending much money, it's like $15 for a rose. I just buy her a rose. So what I personally do is, our first Valentine's Day, I bought one rose, and that, you know, cost me $15, but it's the thought that's there.
Yeah.
And this is our fourth one coming up, so I will be buying her 4 roses. Yes, I didn't think this through when I was younger, and when I'm 30, I'm going to be up to like 16 flowers, and that's going to get more expensive, and I've realised that.
Or you can just nip it in the bud now.
Well, I
Nip it
could
in the
just
bud.
nip it in the
Just
bud.
come get our
I could just like stop at 10 or 5 or something.
Yeah, we've got a fucking rose bush out the front, man. Just
Well,
come and get them when they're
I've just
ripe.
grown my own. There you go. It's something
They're
that
free.
you've done yourself. You've
Yeah.
grown a bush, and you get free roses. You just maintain.
Let's have the
it and show
colourful,
your
the dead
love.
ones now,
Yeah.
and then the new ones will
But
grow
I
in the
just,
next
yeah,
couple
we
of
just
weeks.
don't need a certain day that's
Yes.
like,
Yeah,
I love
exactly
you kind
right.
of thing.
So, like I said, I do buy flowers any day.
Yeah, I
randomly,
think I'm
whenever.
pretty sure it was
I
just invented-
specifically do the rose on that day,
Yeah.
and that's as far as that. And it's not spending more money; it's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
changing
I think it
different
was just
flower.
invented for like the office worker,
Yeah.
or person who works 9 to 5. and
So I
comes home.
remember last
That's
year,
what I reckon.
Amanda was saying that 3 people had flowers delivered to the workplace. So like that kind of shit costs like hundreds of dollars to
It
get
does.
delivered. And it's
And
like
what happens to those flowers in like a week?
they just die.
They're dead. Oh,
Yeah.
that was a
People
good
go,
waste
people
of
go crazy
$100.
though. Like they get these giant fucking teddies and like,
Chocolates and going out to the city, and you know
Yeah.
we have to make it a huge event because it's Valentine's Day.
yeah, but it's like, what are you gonna do with that bear? Oh,
I
thank you for the
personally
bear,
have
and
more,
then throw it bloody to the bed.
Exactly. I have more. Aaron and I just have a much nicer time sitting and watching television together,
Yep.
and that's something that settles. Not settles.
Settles Erin. It calms her down.
It calms down. It calms Erin down during the thunderstorms when she watches.
The thunderstorm
she watches-
of roses outside
Yeah.
on Valentine's Day. She is blind to the facts of what's
But
going
it's just. I personally just think best things in life are free. So do things that don't cost a lot of money.
on. Slip out your cock.
Exactly.
There
Exactly.
you go, love.
Put
There
your.
you go, love.
Dinner is
Dinner is served.
On the back. Your dick.
Oh my god, you need to watch. Anyone listening to this has got to go and check out the show Big Mouth on Netflix. It is the most
so funny.
hilarious animated show that I've seen since Rick and Morty.
Oh, really?
That's
it's
what
really
I'm calling
good,
it.
yeah.
It's basically a story about high school and kids going through puberty, and it is rated R.
Yep.
So they swear, and
it's
there's
hilarious.
lots of dirty fucking jokes every episode. It's fucking awesome.
Big Mouth
Big Mouth.
on Netflix.
It's awesome.
Yeah, check it out.
Hey, you owe me $10 for my Netflix account. Thanks for reminding me.
Oh yeah.
It's been what, 2-3 months? It might
Yeah,
be good,
probably. So moving on from that, stingy cunt I am. So what I wanted to talk about, because you were mentioning it earlier about television. I think before the podcast started, I said we want to have a quick chat
Yes,
about
yeah, I
like
remember.
the dating shows and reality TV.
It made me really frustrated.
So,
to be
Michael,
honest.
you've told us before, but not on the podcast, the kind of relationship you have watching it with your girlfriend, you're just like, or if you hear her talking about it, what goes through your
I
mind?
mean, she gets carried away, and I have come to the realization it's just a TV show. She knows that, and you know, whatever she wants to do and react about it, you know, that's her. That's not me. I don't like watching those shows.
Yeah.
But she does get all like giddy-ish and whatnot. You know, gets really into the drama, even though it's scripted drama. She can do whatever she wants. As long as she knows that, which she does, that's fine. That's cool. I'm not going to talk to you about it ever again. I don't watch it because of that reason. It's scripted drama. You know, people are signed up for, you know, I'm referring back to The Bachelor where that bloke, I forgot his name, before he even started the TV show, in his contract he was told not to actually fall in love. And also, what we want you to do is basically act the entire time because it'll get you famous, we'll give you money and this and that. But we also want you to marry her, but then, you know, just keep it real for maybe 3 months and then dump her and completely leave her. And that's exactly what he
every
did.
single time. Speaking of that, Sophie Monk, who just did The Bachelorette, she's just dumped the guy. Isn't that funny?
It's all about money.
You know what I saw?
Scripted
All her fucking fans going on Facebook and Twitter and everything, just saying, "Oh no, they broke up." Oh, and then I don't even watch it, but then some other people are going like, "Oh, such and such from this episode was really into her. Maybe he'll have a chance with her now." It's just like, she did it for her career, and let's call it now. And we're gonna call out what Sophie Monk's next fucking media move is. I'm gonna say now, it's either gonna be on radio. I think she's gonna do a radio show with somebody, fucking radio show somewhere for like a couple of hours.
Yeah.
Once or twice a week. That is her next move. She's the Bachelorette. She's either gonna do radio or modelling, but she's too old for modelling.
Chuck her on another TV show.
Or what they did with
Celebrity Get Me Out of Here.
Yeah, they'll put her on that as well.
I hate
Talking
that
about
show.
that.
I hate that show.
That show's
I don't mind it. Never really watched it.
fucking said it again.
What?
I said that. I was like, that show's fucking.
They're not even like that popular, like celebrities.
Yes, I know.
Like
And that's
I
why
just checked it out just to see who was on
I'm
it.
a celebrity
There's
who no one
Bruno
knows.
Atomic.
Yeah, and Shannon Knoll,
Shannon Knoll.
No Americans
and
listening
then
know who these people are.
the guy from Kath and Kim.
Like, he's the biggest
Brett.
celebrity on there. To me.
Peter Rowsthorne.
Yeah,
Because I watched Kath and Kim.
yeah.
So, like, for me...
And then
that's
they
the
always have
biggest
some
thing.
airy-fairy fucking bitch from like the States who's just an Instagram model or just some random celebrity from America or another country
Yeah,
who was
there
on a
is
show 20, 30 years ago. No one really remembers or no one knows
They
about.
always chuck a model in there, like you said, and it's just I just don't like it.
Or someone who was on another reality show on another network.
Yeah.
Oh, such and such. They were on Australia's Got Talent or X Factor.
Yeah.
And you're just like, yeah. They're not a celebrity. They're a person who got 15 minutes of fame
Why
5
can't
years
they
ago.
actually have, like, humongous celebrities? Like,
No.
why can't they have a show where it's exactly like I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, but a little bit better in terms of, like, the stuff that they do, but also the actual celebrities? Like, can you imagine, like, throwing fucking Bill Gates, Johnny Depp, fucking, you know, some, like, really ridiculous singer. I can't think of one at the top of my head. Sia. Fucking just those kinds of big stars. You know, 20 of them in the fucking jungle, like, you're multi-millionaires.
And a few like ex-footy players.
You know,
Like that-
from all aspects of, like, the world's largest, really popular of whatever you're doing, whatever life, you know, shit that's going on, a singer, a movie star, a tennis player, like Roger Federer, throw him in there. Like, you know what I mean?
He's the best.
That would be fucking awesome.
Yeah, I'd probably.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I might watch it if it was like actually popular people and kind of different stuff.
Yes.
It's just.
I guess in a way, I think reality TV was invented as a comfort for people who are up at night and who have shift work, I reckon.
Well, even like that.
Originally, I think, I'm not sure, don't quote me on it, I'm not 100% sure, but I feel like reality TV and those sort of shows were first done on MTV back in the day, like The Real World. I don't know if you guys ever heard of The Real World. That was a show where it was the first sort of idea of having strangers being thrust into a house and just, you got to interact.
You are fake news.
So now, guys, we're going to finish our podcast, but first, before we do that, we're going to just give a shout out to a couple of artists that have contacted me during the week, the last couple of weeks. Same artist that we put a song on a couple of weeks ago was Phenomi. I hope that's how we say it. And they've released a song called Work. So I'll just play that now.
Niggas be asking me how ya. It's good, I'm telling them how to. Started by running the miles up. Beating these monsters like Bowser. Touching these steppies, they down us. Asking me if I had power. Stop to be.
Wow.
That sounded good.
That is
I like
cool.
that.
So you guys like your hip hop and
The
stuff
little
like that?
Yes.
ding in the background.
Yeah,
and
that-
then ding.
Yeah, the hip hop. They were telling me that they do like different styles as well, not just hip hop and rap and stuff like that. So there's some different R&B sort of stuff on that site. So go check them out. The links will be in the video. The links will be in our description of our SoundCloud episode. The next song we've got is an instrumental one by this artist called 12. It's loading.
Oh, it is.
12 Harmonic Chaos. That's
Nice.
it. It's called Vimana Starships. Vimana Starships by 12 Harmonic Chaos.
Nice name. I'm
Chaos,
interested.
yeah. I can vibe to this.
Yeah, I know, right?
Fuck yeah.
Damn.
That was really
What
good.
was that called again?
Vimana Starships by 12 Harmonic Chaos.
Nice.
That's really
stuff.
good.
Good stuff, guys.
Yeah, I really like that one because it's just a bit different, just instrumental, and I was listening to a few of the other ones of theirs during the week. I was like, wow, this is really like interesting and different. Like you don't hear a lot of sort of trippy sort of. It's a guitar. You don't hear guitar
Yeah.
solos anymore, and
Yeah.
that's something I really liked about this song. And the last song I've got here is called Hold On, featuring an artist called Conflicted, and it's by artist Brigavelli. So let's play that one next.
It just floats away. I don't give my time up. Promise I fight today. Lost another one of our lights up, but my guide says it's okay. Ocean waves rolling, and I'm feeling the chain of the tide. Our hate just floats.
That sounds
Wow.
amazing. Like, I have no idea how that only has 300 likes.
Yeah, we were
on
looking at
SoundCloud.
that one before. Brigavelli, guys.
What
Check
is
out
going
her.
on?
There's
Give
only
us some
300
likes.
listens on that. I'm going to repost some of her tracks because she had. That song is really fucking good, man. I really enjoyed it. She's a really good singer.
It sounds like a top 100.
It does. It does sound. It should be a top 100. I really enjoyed that one. All you guys that shared your music, you guys are really talented. I enjoy sharing your guys' music, so keep it up, you guys. Make sure to check out those guys in there. The links will be in the description of this SoundCloud episode below, so you guys can link up and check their stuff out yourself later on. So I guess hand it over to Erin for the plugging of our social medias, which is everyone's favourite part of our podcast.
So check us out on Instagram now.
Yes, Instagram. We got to reiterate the Instagram.
Yeah, so Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, SoundCloud, YouTube, and iTunes.
Obviously iTunes as well.
And also,
Subscribing.
if you want to ask a question or just to say hello or anything, send us an email
Yep.
at the 420projectpodcast@gmail.com.
That sounds like a pretty good idea. And so, from all of us
Even
here,
though
I guess
we face the
so from all of us here at the
of today and
420
tomorrow.
Project Podcast, I'm Shaun.
I'm Erin.
I still have a dream.
I'm not going to give you a question. I'm not going to
See
give
you
you a
guys next
question.
time. Bye.
You are fake news.